need something?
Greetings, traveler. The weather is positively sublime, isn't it? Crisp air and a clear sky. The divines have truly blessed us today. So true. I was once a pessimist myself. Never thought there was anything but danger outside the swamps of Black Marsh. But my son, he lived his life by the code of the Wanderer. Now I too have succumbed to the wanderlust that is my namesake. Now I amble across Tamriel, so that I may get lost, and in doing so, discover all the wonders I never found. You adventurers are so kind. It was a similar one who found my son's body and delivered the letter to me. The one I always feared to read. But there's no need for sorrow. I have already shed enough tears and broken enough bottles for all of Nirn. He was a gallant Argonian, with horns that were as statuesque as a castle, and scales as brilliant as a gemstone. Oh, I'm sure mothers say that about their children regardless. The clan girls adored him too. Yet for all his stature and bravery, I feared for his safety. Whenever he left on one of his adventures, I implored him to visit the library in Thorn so that he could borrow one of the travel guides on the Empire. He would pat me on the shoulder and laugh. It was a voice so full of energy that it shook my tail. But a pat so gentle could have been a child's. And that's what he'd always be to me. A child. My child. I would worry that without the guide, he'd wander off to some place dangerous or get lost in the wilderness. But I realize now it wasn't where he was going that bothered me. I just didn't want him to go. Yeah, although my son never pulled away, never ran off in the middle of the night. When he felt the urge to wander, he always told me when. He let me holler and scream, and when I had exhausted all my energy, he gave me a kiss and said goodbye, knowing it could have been his last. I was so caught up in the anger over him leaving, I looked past what it really meant. Should he fail to return? My son, though, he could always see forward, even when all I wanted was to go back to the way things were. Whenever we open our eyes and see something, it takes a fraction of a second to register in our minds and understand what we're seeing. That's our destiny as mortals. To always look at the past. To always be a fraction of a second behind. They say hounds, on the other hand, can smell things leagues away. They know when a visitor is coming or if fresh game lies hidden behind the brush. Hounds are always looking at the future. My son was very much the same. While I could think only of the past, he knew this day would come. So he never worried about whether he left on good terms or bad. He knew that we'd find common ground in the end. I was a cynic and a pessimist. But most of all, I was a coward. I would wipe the counters clean 4 times a day and overcook the food because I feared the meat had parasites. I slept with a candle burning and never left my hut at night and dared not brave the rain. I made oceans out of ponds and mountains out of anthills. I was afraid to live because I was scared to die. long ago I forget which side he was on. As if that makes a difference. War makes widows of us all. I once only thought of my own grief, but now I hold dear the time we shared together. I still remember the worry on his face when our son was hatched. He was so beautiful. No, our son. It's difficult to choose, considering how much there is to love. I love trekking through the pale, after my tail hits beds of fresh snow. I love scaling the mountains of the Reach, and looking down on the rivers and fords that give life to Lorcan's bones. I made the pilgrimage up the 7,000 steps and watched the sun as it drifted into sea, glazing the sky in layers of magma. I traversed through the fall forest and watched the opera of leaves as they were led across the stage by the autumn wind. And when I look upon it all, I feel nothing but warmth, even when people insist it's so cold. Skyrim was the one place my son had never been, which makes it all the more magical that we can see it together. It would likely be too much of a burden, given how old and frail I am, but I appreciate the concern. Besides, if you were a bandit clan, who would you consider a more appealing target? A sweet old farmer, or a single soldier dressed in iron? Yeah, it'd be quite difficult to take me to the local fence. No, the bandits don't bother me. Some even say hello. Even the wolves tend to be kind to me. They must not like the taste of stale Argonian jerky. Until next time.
Well, hello. May the crags fail to trip your feet.
The Treasury House is really just for patrons of the Silver Blood family. You don't belong here. I'm sorry. We're only interested in helping our patrons. I'm afraid he's asked not to be disturbed. He has important business. Oh, I'm sorry to keep you. Head right in. You want Thonar Silver Blood. He handles all the family business. If you're here to talk politics, though, you'd want his brother, Thongvor. He spends most of his time in Understone Keep. For one, the landowners of the Reach. It goes without saying that they rely heavily on us for our silver and support. All the miners, farmers, and laborers in the Reach get their daily wages through us. Nepos the Nose handles that part of our business. He has a way with the workers. It's an old family, very well respected throughout the Reach. The Silverbloods run nearly all the lands in this hold, as well as the local inn. And of course they own Sidna Mine, the finest prison and source of silver in Skyrim. I have records I need to tend to.
Just...
You just let old Nana know if you need anything. All right, dear?
My husband Thonar handles all our family's business. He's an important man. My dear vagrant, we're the only family worth knowing in Markarth. We own everything in this city, even the jail. And guess who owns the Silver Blood Inn? Not that we named it that, the people just insisted. He's the real head of this family. He may not be the eldest, but all the work that keeps us respected is handled by my Thonar. Yes, I was bored talking to you anyway.
What are you doing here? I told them no visitors. What did you expect? That no one was going to notice you butting into business that wasn't yours? The guards know who holds the purse strings in this city, and I don't like snoops. Markarth is my city, to my business. Now get out.
My husband...
Oh well.
I'll get you.
Whoa!
My wife. They killed her. Damn Madanach. Damn his forsworn backside. Fine. You want to know what the Forsworn really are? They're my puppets. I have their king rotting in Sidna Mine. He was supposed to keep them under control. My prison. The source of half the silver in Skyrim. The most secure prison in Tamriel. No one escapes. I thought keeping Madanach down there would keep him under control. Madanach, the king in rags. While we were all fighting the elves in the Great War, Madanach was busy ruling over the Reach. Until Ulfric came and put them down. When their uprising was crushed, I had Madanach brought to me. He was a wild animal, but a useful one. I offered him a stay from execution if he used his influence to deal with any annoyances that came up. Competitors, agents, idiots. So I've let him run his little forsworn rebellion from inside Sidna Mine. Now he's out of control. You already got what you wanted, you damn hound. This is your fault. You and Madanach are animals, and I'll see you both rot to death in Sidna Mine for this. Now get out of my house!
Working in the Treasury House isn't so bad. I earn good money.
Let's get going. What do you need to take?
What?
Let's go.
Oh, bye.
be a silversmith one day, like my mother and father.
Well, hello there. Welcome. Goodbye.
The sisters are communing with Dibella. They can't be disturbed. You'll have to come back another time.
Dibella, guide us. To your Sybil. Dibella, guide us.
do you need?
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some mead. What is there to know? It's in the temple, you bring it out. You bring it to me, I pay you. Now get moving. Give it to me quickly, before they see us together. You've riled up the priestesses, and the guards don't take kindly to that. Here's your share. Nicely done.
Yes?
The Warrens isn't a place for your type. What do you want? Oh yes, I know everyone who sleeps in the Warrens. Kind of the one who passes the keys around. I guess someone else will be taking his room now. Sorry, but you don't exactly belong here. Trust is hard to come by here. But all right.
And another poor sod bites the dust. We can't even blame this one on Giro Nerd. For you see, a good businessman, and the Silver Bloods, well, they are good businessmen. They don't let valuable property die. And that's all our friend here was. Property. But now, he's finally free.
Sat, watched, but resisted the temptation to applaud. It was all rather courageous, really.
A triumph of the human spirit. For the both of us. An acquirer of property. Slaves. I promise them fortune and glory. And give them a life of bondage. But that was before. A sad face on a beautiful woman can often make you think twice about what you do. So now, I no longer acquire slaves. I plan to free one. Now, some people might fault the Silver Bloods for these lovely accommodations. If you ever meet someone like that, it's best to keep your distance. Because that person not only lacks common sense, but is probably a schema addict. But right now, I'm just thirsty. Let's discuss this over at the inn, shall we?
Warrens ain't for you. Trust me.